You that are still in the park, we thank you and all the fans that came out this weekend. We want to say a special congratulations to Bankroll and Line Drive, who are going to be playing for the national championship in a few minutes. But before we get going, we got kind of a heartwarming, unique story and a little ceremony that we wanted to do. Back at the Terry Moran tournament this past summer, Richie Battistoni had a team in the tournament. And while they were taking batting practice during their first game, they ran into a young man by the name of Jerry Straczynski, who will be turning 80 years old next week. And Jerry relayed his history of how he has stayed connected to 16-inch softball and how he was making a tour to all of the parks that he had played throughout his career. So during the weekend, Jerry kind of became a mascot for Richie's team, and at one point they even allowed him to pinch run and score a run in a ball game at the Terry Moran tournament. I've had several conversations with Jerry, and he shares the one thing that we all share, which is a terrific passion for 16-inch softball. So let's give it up for Jerry on the hill, going to throw out the first pitch to Hall of Famer Patty Caputo, and Patty's going to receive the pitch. So let me help you out, Jill. There you go. Yeah, we'll take a picture of Jerry in a little bit. There you go. Tilt it forward. So we got it set. Let it rip, Jerry. Strike. So come over here, Jerry. Jerry, come on over here. So there's Jerry, and Patty, why don't you get in there? Hall of Famer Pat Caputo, and we're going to take a quick picture, folks. So I'm going to grab the stick here, and we'll line this up. I'm going to take this off of my phone. And we got a nice picture of Jerry. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, give Jerry a nice round of applause. And the national championship game is going to start. Okay, we can do that too. Yeah, get out here. Here, grab the mic. Okay. So we'll take another picture now with. Okay, look this way, Jerry. Oh, that's okay. So we're going to take a picture now with Jerry's wife. So that's Jerry Straczynski, ladies and gentlemen, 80 years old, still loves the game. So we're going to be starting the national championship game in about 5 minutes, so bear with us. Thanks, everybody. So I'm going to stay here with you guys, and Dave, can you come over here and grab this mic? And can put this cover on it and just lay it on top of the speaker there. Thank you, guys. So it's team effort to bring you that ceremony. They're going to do the coin toss right now. I'm going to get all of my gear set up, and I'm not going to leave the feed here. We're going to stay here for now. Yes. So we do flip all the time for everything here at the SSA. I know a lot of the teams, some of it, but we've always been about the blind draw, and we may discuss that at the end of the year. And we'll find out who the home team is. Okay, thank you, Joe. So Line Drive is the home team. You need this hookup down here? Yeah. Thanks. So I got the umpire. They're doing double duty, helping me on the stream and trying to ump the games. So I'm going to get the lineup cards, and yeah, but I got to get my copy. So see, I got gear hung up all over the fact. Gave Jerry the ball, and we'll come over here. Line drive is the home team. They did go clean, so I don't know if that's karma that they get to be the home team the first go around. And of course, they were the home team in the in the first meeting between them in this tournament. So line drive going to try to win their second Class A national championship and get that squared away. And I'll be right back. Maddie, can I get a copy? All right, thank you, sir. Good luck, boys. So Bankroll is going to have to win twice. And if the first game between these two teams is any indication, we're probably in for a heck of a ball game. And I will say this, Bankroll fought off Los Barachos as they ended up winning that game, I believe, 11-10. And Barachos had the tying run at third base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, but a terrific play by the Bankroll right fielder to make a sliding catch to prevent it from being a tie. Coach, you got a copy for me? My man. That's my guy. So it's been a long weekend. We're down to 2. I'd like to say it's for all the marbles, but technically there is an if game. So it's only all the marbles if line drive wins. So we brought back a couple of fewer teams this year. So we're much earlier in the day. And for this game, the sun and left shouldn't be too bad. We did a game late afternoon on this diamond. And I think if there's an if game, it could become interesting. But for now, it shouldn't be horrible. So looking at the lineup, looks pretty much what we saw the first time. The only difference, line drive, it's got Rob Fernandez Jr. We talked about his leg issues, but he is going to be back in the leadoff hole. And I got to tell you, he's playing real well. And Anthony Tyler over at the table working on the all-tournament teams. And I think that it'll be very interesting to see who the MVP is. And I got to believe that Rob Jr. is in the mix. And there's a little play by Ellert, and now the throw gets away. But Ellert will not go as he had his head down. And I don't think he realized it. So the third baseman had a little issue, Guerrero. I don't believe he was playing third base in the first game between them. So Bankroll has been starting fast, and there's a swing and a high fly ball by Chris Norskog, and all carried pretty well. Wind is still blowing out, but he hit it too high there. So that's going to bring up Eric Coppersmith. Bankroll, actually, they look pretty fresh, to be honest with you. For a team, again, they were in the winter bracket. They've only had to play 2 games thus far. And because we brought fewer teams back, and there's a line drive base hit by Coppersmith, Ellert is going to score the first run of the game. So Danny Ellert scores the first run of the game, and Bankroll takes the first lead of the game at 1-0. So if you didn't catch it, we did a nice little ceremony, Jerry Straczynski. And you might want to rewind that. And Jerry over there, we gave him the ball, I believe, that he made the first pitch with. And he's chatting with Pat Caputo, Hall of Famer Mickey Balestri Sr. And Jerry just a terrific guy. And if he sticks around, base hit. So Mike Andrews bangs a hit. And again, Bankroll has been starting very fast in the games during this weekend. Off to another quick start. And again, you got the pitcher, Quiones, who brings up Kevin Knorr. And one switch in the lineup is Anthony Miserandino is in the lineup playing the outfield, and they have taken Bobby Monroe out of the lineup. And Anthony actually had 2 swings in that first game. Ground ball back to Quiones, over to Atkins, and they twist, and they prevent any future damage. So good job by Quiones. He knew exactly what he was going to do with this once it got hit back to him. And Charles Atkins with the nice turn, and they just get Knorr. He was trying to get there, but nice turn, nicely done. And the one thing we do know about line drive is that they will score some runs and they will compete with you. Bankroll jumped up in the first game. Actually was up at one point, I believe 6-1 in that game. And line drive battled back. So first national championship game. Again, double a limb. Line drive went clean. Bankroll must win twice. So let's cover some quick ground rules. 60-foot bases, leadoff can't steal. 38 from the pitching rubber to the point of home, 6-12 on the arc, open count. Pitcher does not get a drag step. If we were playing no glove, he would, but must maintain contact on the rubber. 2 fakes or hesitations are allowed. Third arm action must be to deliver the ball home. A throw or fake to a base is one of your fakes or hesitations. We swing heavy bats up to 38 ounces, 34 inches long, 2 1/4 barrel, 300 feet fences all the way around. Anything that bounces over, under, or through the fence will be a ground rule triple. So here's Rob Fernandez Jr., and he had a noticeable hitch in his giddy-up in the first game. Got hurt late last night when line drive defeated the hard way and was having a monster game. Had 2 home runs and would have had a third, but he pulled up lane. And there's a line drive right to Andrews. So he hit it hard, but right at the short center. Brings up Charles Atkins. And that pitch is called a strike. As we get a little cloud coverage, very pleasant out here. And Atkins takes a strike. Lighten that contrast a little bit for you. And there's a swing. And Charles, we're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you as he took the big hack and the ball popped up and kind of hit him in the forehead there. And again, Mickey Balestri now, it's second game where he's seen the line drive hitters. Did a reasonable job in that first game, and it did go 8 innings. So, and there's a high fly ball by Luna, and coming in is Mr. Rendino. I'm just going to call him Anthony from now on. And Anthony made the catch. So line drive does not score. And we're going to head to the second inning, 1-0. Bankroll. Hey. And yesterday the wind was blowing out, and some of these line drive hitters were hitting absolute bombs. They were getting it up in the wind, and the ball was just taking off. And a little bit of what I'm seeing here today is playing on the same diamond. It looks like some of their stronger hitters are trying to do the same thing, and they're kind of pressing a little bit, and they're not really barreling up, and they're just hitting soft fly balls. You still got to drive it a little bit to have the to have the yeah. I was trying to get their attention to get the bats off the field because that is a safety concern. And really, if you're line drive, that's your equipment. You don't want a ball to hit that because that would have worked to your disadvantage. So leading off is going to be Anthony. Then it'll be Rusty DeLude and Luke Thorpe. And Anthony had a couple of good swings and got to start against Barachos and saw a couple of plays of that game. We were running around doing the ceremony and everything. And so there's a walk, the dreaded leadoff walk. And now Guerrero, who is playing third, they've kind of switched. Guerrero's gone to short. And the shortstop, Lopez, has moved to third. So here's Russ DeLude. And there's a strike. So it's been a terrific weekend out here. And line drive. Pitcher just got his hands up, throw to third now, gets off of the glove. So this ball was a rocket, hit up the middle. Quiones just got his glove up. Ball rolled into center. Center fielder threw a rocket to third, but it glanced off the third baseman's glove. That allowed DeLude to head into second. And now they got second and third, nobody out here in the second for Luke Thorpe. And now they try a pickoff, but Lopez was really not even near the bag there.
On the pitch.
And Thorpe, a little roller, and they're going to come home, and Rob Sr. looked like he was worried about the slide. He kind of laid the effort at catching the ball, and Guerrero came home and looked like it was a pretty decent throw there. But I don't think Rob, who's over 50, wanted anything to do with that. And when the throw got away, Luke Thorpe went to second. So here's high fly ball there as Angelo Chavarria hits a sac fly and the third run scores. Sorry, I was in the middle of sneezing. So 3-0. Bankroll, still only one out here. And it brings up the pitcher, Mickey Balestri. And that ball is carrying, but Luna gets there. That's going to drive in another run. So Mickey Jr. drives in a run. And we got deja vu all over again. 4-0 Bankroll. Stealing a line from Yogi Berra. I hope some of you kids know who he was, but so 4-0. Line drive seen this movie before, and here's Danny Ellert. So here's the pitch, and Ellert slaps it just foul down the line, and Ellert had a big triple leading off the winter bracket championship game, very similar. He laced it down the line. It got past Luna, ended up being a triple. And that kicked off a 4-run top of the first. And Bankroll had a huge lead against Los Barachos. And there's a little flare. Luna there puts it away, and that'll do it. But they had a huge lead in that Baracho game, and then the Barachos came storming back. And the Barachos actually lost their first game of the tournament. And I got to give them a lot of credit, man. They didn't shy away from the challenge. They stuck their nose in it, and I think they won like 7 or 8 games in a row and went down swinging. Had the tying run on base in the bottom of the 7th. I think at one point they may have been down 8-9 runs in that game. So Jerry Straczynski over there in the bleachers taking it in. And I'm going to try maybe during the post-tournament wrap-up, might see if Jerry might honor us, maybe come on the show with me and Jerry this week. And we'll be able to maybe go a little more in depth with his story. So leading off is going to be Guerrero. And he hits it up the shaft, and Anthony is there, and he puts it away for out number 1. Well, the great thing about this weekend is I got James telling me to stay hydrated on YouTube. Is the weather was great. It wasn't overly warm. Got a little warm yesterday just because of the turf. If you were in the shade or walking around, it was gorgeous, but the turf does heat up. And so I noticed most of the guys, too, they really loved it. We had a lot of people tell us and compliment us about what a well-run tournament it was. And there's a sky-high pop-up. Rustalud is there, and Danny Marquez pops up. And they were very complimentary about how everything was on time, how smooth it ran. And some of our A teams that have come for many, many years were like, this got to be the best weather we ever had out here. So everything came together. And again, we thank the fans, friends, family, teams. It was a wonderful weekend for all of our Iowa brothers and sisters who were out here. Safe travels going home. Iowa did very well. They had 3 teams make it to Sunday. Crush ended up finishing 4th. And there's a swing and a line drive, base hit. And Keonis helping himself with 2 outs here as he throws a hit out there. So like we said, Iowa did very well. And rumor has it Crush may be coming back to the major. Of course, they get a paid entry. So we'd love to see him. Here's Rob Fernandez Jr., or Sr., and he hits a little roller up the middle, and Andrews just steps on it as he beats the pitcher to the bag. So we head to the top of the 3rd inning, still 4-0. And I would think if you're Bankroll, you should have learned your first go-around with this line drive team that you're going to want to stick a stake in them and not let them hang around. Yeah, it should be fun, Jalen. We always love seeing F-Town. And I know Chuck's is coming in. I believe Punch is supposed to be coming in as well. We'll see if Chuck's makes the trip. And we'll see if any of the other Iowa A teams want to jump in. And again, it'll be right back out here at Carroll Stream. And I know everybody seemed to have a great time. Very smooth tournament. Everybody was getting along, and I know when I got back to the hotel yesterday, there were a lot of softball players in that parking lot hanging out and having a good time. So leading off, Chris Nordskog. Then it'll be Eric Coppersmith, and Chris hits a little fly ball, and that's caught. Again, I don't know if you can see that flag at the top of the foul pole. If I can center it. Where is it? Where is it? There's the pole. You can see that flag just whipping. And now it almost seems like it's blowing in from right field. So that wind may have changed directions, and that ball hit down the line by Eric Coppersmith. Yeah, that one's blowing in now, it looks like. So a little shift in the wind here. Had been blowing out, but now it's blowing in. But no, I take that back. I think it's still, I don't know, that flag in left seems like it's blowing towards center. Maybe my depth perception is wrong. I don't know. So there's a ground ball, and it's going to sneak through. Yeah, I know Caleb said they had a great time. I had a long conversation with Wasted Grain yesterday in the hotel lobby. Ended up staying up a little later than I wanted to, but it was great. There were a lot of Iowa players that was the first time at the A. And they really, really seem to enjoy it, and that's why we do it. So here we go, Kevin Knorr with Andrews on base. And there's a high pop-up and caught by the right fielder for out number 3. So despite a base runner there, they can't do anything with it. So Andrews got the 2-out hit. We're going to head to the bottom of the third. Bankroll leading 4-0. So you see line drive still in the game, trying to get their team excited. I'm going to slide into the shade a little bit. Might as well keep the equipment a little cooler. And too much. There you go. Just tighten that picture up just a hair. So I believe Lopez's first name is Alberto, if I heard that correct. So Alberto Lopez. Again, I got to talk to Rob. If they come to the major, I got to have him put the first names on here. I know a few of their guys, but some of them are really new since the last time they were in the mix for a national championship at the A level. And Alberto smokes it, and Anthony got there, and it bounced hard. I don't know if he tripped, but it looked like Anthony was going to get there, and all of a sudden, very awkward right when he got to the catch. And he popped up weird. I don't know, maybe he did lose that in the sun. But anyway you slice it, Alberto Lopez is on. And here's Adrian Luna. T. Jackson on deck. And he tries to walk the dog, and ball drops. Diving attempt by Knorr, and Alberto will stop at second. He had to wait to see if it was going to drop. Terrific effort by Knorr. He just couldn't make the play. Yeah, Steve does a good job with that Moody's team, too. and they're always a lot of fun too. And they got a great attitude because they lost their first game, and they hung around until pretty late yesterday. I think they made it to maybe the last game of the night, and they just were having a good time and grinding. And Steve made a comment, I believe, to me that one year they're going to come here and win their first game, and then they might do some real damage. So here's Jackson, and he goes toward right center, but Knorr is there, and he throws it toward the plate. Again, Luna thought that he was throwing to first, but he was really throwing home. But that breaks the seal. Line drive is on the board, and we got a 4-1 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Again, if line drive wins, it's all over. Bankroll wins, we got free softball. So this is Purnell playing right field in this game. And he swings, hits it on the ground to Andrews, and they get the out at first. So got Luna over to second. It is the second out of the inning. And it brings up Rob Fernandez Jr. This is kind of what happened last game. It was 4-0, and another line drive. Second one that Mike Andrews has taken away from Rob Fernandez Jr. But this is very eerily similar to the last game when halfway through the game it was all bankroll. We're not quite halfway through, but I made a comment that if your line drive, you're down 3 and you lost the first half of the game, and you got to find a way to win the back half, and that's exactly what they did. And this game is really tracking very similarly. So leading off, it's going to be the left fielder, Anthony, followed by Rusty DeLude, and then Luke Thorpe. Top of the fourth inning here, first championship game. That pitch a little outside. And there's strike 2. So full count here. And there's a little soft fly ball. Coming in is Purnell, and he makes the catch. And that'll bring up Russ DeLude with Luke Thorpe on track. Now, Rusty, I recruited this kid a long time ago. He actually was a part of my team, sold raffle tickets, and then before the season started, told me he didn't think he was ready to play at the major level, and then kind of backed out. And always liked Rusty. He's a good kid. And there's a spinner foul. So the nice thing about bankroll, and Matty Dozen between games made the comment to me, because he also runs the money line team, and he's been struggling to get attendance, really not only for bankroll at times, but for money line. And he said, man, it's really nice coming into the weekend and having 17, 18 guys in the dugout. And they've used them very well. And there's a high fly ball. And Purnell is there, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Luke Thorpe.
Just scoot back a little bit. Yeah, you go back. All right.
And line drive has got quite a few people here as well. Not as many as Bankroll, but they've got, looks like, 4 to 5, maybe 6 on the bench. When you come to these tournaments, that's a big help, even though the weather was not bad this weekend. There's a little chopper to short, and Guerrero can't make the play.
Run that gap, Angelo.
And it's interesting because, even though the weather was great, the turf will heat up. So during the day Saturday, and there was no cloud coverage, temperature-wise was okay, but the turf is always going to add some degrees. And especially if you're an infielder, it can wear on you. So it's nice to be able to get off your feet. And there's a swing and a base hit. So Angelo Chavarria with another hit. And runners on the corner now with 2 outs. And it brings up Mickey Balestri Jr. Back to deja vu. Moneyline did lead 6-1 in that first meeting between the two. And they seem to have a standard pickoff play. Whenever a runner gets on third, it always seems like maybe the second pitch or after the first pitch, they just throw it down there. And I think if you're Kionis, you want, and Mickey bangs ahead, and he puts him up 5-1. So Mickey Balestri, turning and burning, just yanked a single between third and short, and that drives in the 5th run. And now I feel a pretty strong breeze right in my face, so it is blowing now out to right field. So no consistency in the wind here. Ellert, another flare off the end of the bat, but right on the spot is Purnell. He makes a great running catch, great read. But Bankroll does add another run. So they leak out and halfway through, 5-1. They lead line drive, first championship game. So coming up, it's going to be Charles Atkins, Brandon Luna, and Guerrero. 2, 3, 4 coming up. So Atkins been on this team forever. He's one of the over 50 guys on the squad. I know Patty Caputo was. And Russ can't make the catch. Foul ball. Couldn't make the catch, though. And Rusty had just crossed over into foul territory. And everybody's saying he landed fair after he touched it, but that's irrelevant. If you're standing in foul territory or the ball is foul and you deflects off of you and lands fair, it's still a foul ball because you're in foul territory when you touched it. So here's Atkins on the reset, new life. That time he hits it harder, and Luke Thorpe, a little juggle job, but he catches it. And that is the kind of ball that may give you a little bit of a problem, that head high line drive. Mickey checking on his young shortstop, and Luke says, "I'm good, let's go." And here's Brandon Luna. Again, Brandon was really barreling up earlier in the tournament. Today, seems like a couple of times he's kind of popped the ball up. Now he's jockeying, but Mickey Jr. been around a long time. That kind of stuff doesn't necessarily bother him too much. So Brandon Luna trying to get something rolling here. And there's a little chopper over to Duluth. High throw. That ball hit a pole and was body hunting me. I was trying to figure out which way it was going to deflect. So here's Guerrero. Bankroll actually intentionally walked him twice in their first meeting today. And there's a rocket handled by Coppersmith right in your living room. That ball came off the turf pretty hot, but Eric up to the task. Guerrero tried to turn and burn, but ball did take a big hop. And here's Danny Marquez. And we are in the bottom of the fourth inning here. Line drive needs to start putting something up. That ball's hit hard, and Eller was there. He reached up. Ball did not come down, and it looked like he was going to make the catch, and the ball popped out of his glove. Another run scores. It was hit hard by Marquez. But again, it looked like Eller was going to make the catch, and it spun out of his glove, and the second line drive run scores. Marquez now on second. And Matt Dozen's coming out here. I think what he's just trying to do is slow the game down. I think he's worried about line drive maybe feeding off of momentum, and then everybody jumps on the train. And so right now, 2 errors back to back. He's just trying to settle everybody down. So Danny Marquez, it brings up Quiones, the pitcher. This would be a big hit, too. They could get back within 2. Little flare down the line, and nobody's going to get there.
Wherever you go, hit it.
And Rob Sr. on deck. So we're going to get the ball back in play here. Of course, after the game, we're going to have the trophy presentations on the field. And then we're going to head over. And there's a line drive, and Coppersmith snags it, and that would have been big trouble. But Coppersmith, extending to his full height, made the catch. So we go to the top of the 5th, 5-2. Line drive did get a run there, but they have yet to have a multiple run inning in this ball game. It can be hard to come back if they don't find a way to get one. So let's pay some bills. Sweet Buzz, upper left-hand corner. Nick Drabel from Moneyline, part owner of that company, big supporter of the SSA. If you're an adult and you use infused products, check them out under the Dresco Farms banner. And again, please use them responsibly. like to thank Cut Shot Sports, the official 16-inch bat of the Slow Pitch Softball Association. Check them out at cutshotsports.com. Also like to thank Athletes HQ, the reason why we could launch the Chicago Summer Class A and B Summer Series. So here's Chris Norskog. And Chris, line drive, gets it over Luna. Looked like he mistimed the jump just a hair. And Chris leads off with a base hit. And of course, Jordan Dean made a generous donation to help pay for the scorekeepers. And Jordan does softball, baseball training. Here's Coppersmith. Pulls the hands in, and he cuts it in front of Luna. First two hitters on. So I got to tell you, the top of the bankroll lineup been doing a lot of damage all weekend. And Jordan Dean, softball and baseball training, helping kids get scholarships to play in college and also to further their professional aspirations. I believe Jordan's up to maybe 4 locations, including one in Missouri now. Here's Mike Andrews. You can find them at athleteshq.com. And Andrews, a bullet toward the gap. One run is in. And Andrews makes it 6-2 money line. And money line is just, or money line, bankroll.
Hey, yo, man!
And bankroll just pounding the ball. Here's Kevin Knorr. And there's a high fly ball. And they finally hit a ball down here that Purnell couldn't get to. But it was foul. So nobody out, 6-2. They're trying to get their outfield to play Kevin Knorr a little shorter. They don't believe Kevin can go up top. And he's hit several base hits in front of players. And there he just sweeps it in the right field. And now Purnell has a little trouble. One run is in. Andrews is going to follow. And they put 2 more on the board.
Hey, way to go down and get it.
And it is now 8-2. So 6-run bulge by Moneyline. Deadline drive did have about an hour off. And we were setting up for the ceremony and
Good over there.
had to take some pictures of Los Barachos, and they really didn't go through a routine. They got a few swings in on the field, so it may be a situation where maybe they weren't quite ready to jump at game time. So Anthony walks first and second. Nobody out here, and it brings up Rustalud.
Down 2, kid.
And Bankroll right now, really confident. You can tell by their body language. They're all standing. They're all involved in the game. And Rustalud, that's going to be way foul. And Purnell's going to go chase it down. I'd like to mention a couple of our other sponsors. Let us entertain you. Rich Melman. Rich has been with us since day one back in 2011. Thanks, Rich. We love you. And if you're going to take your significant other out for dinner, lunch, brunch, breakfast, think about Let Us Entertain You. And Rusty hammers it, and leaning out and making the catch is the center fielder. Double tag from second. Now they throw back, and the ball hit a player. And was a spectacular catch. the runner on second tagged and scored after the center fielder laid out E. Jackson. And now they're saying that a throw, when he threw back behind Anthony, it did hit a line drive player. So they're going to keep him here. The reason I think they're keeping him here is because Anthony was going back to the base. And I don't know if that ball, I was so much going on, I didn't have time to get back to the replay. But it certainly did hit a line drive player. And here's Luke Thorpe. So 9-2. And I got to tell you, if I'm line drive right about now, maybe I'm not too concerned about a mercy rule game. You might want to just flush this one and get after it with a clean slate and no double play, but they get the lead runner. So 2 outs. So Luke Thorpe changes places with Anthony.
All right, on the swing now.
And that's going to bring up Angelo.
Hey, little Angelo.
Severia. And there's a sky-high fly ball. And the center fielder, Jackson, chased it down way, almost to the warning track. So now we're bottom of the 5th. It is 9-2. Now, if you're line drive, the bad news is you're down 7. The good news is even if the score holds and you lose, you're still going to have another crack at a national championship. And just looking at the bankroll guys, they're kind of smiling and their body language very loose. And you can see the line drive team is kind of wondering what's going on here. This is by far the biggest deficit of the weekend for them. So it's going to be Rob Sr., Alberto Lopez, and Adrian Luna coming up here. And line drive definitely needs to string something together. There'll be a brief intermission, if you will. In between games, if this hold scores, the score holds, and we will start a new stream. If not, we'll try to ride it out with the announcement of the all tournament. The MVP, the batting champ, first and second all tournament. I don't know if he called that a strike. Again, line drive. Trying to bother Mickey Jr., but like I said, the first time they played, Mickey not really bothered by that stuff. And there's a swing into right, but right on the spot, Kevin Knorr. So Bankroll has done a real good job. It just seems like they're positioning guys, and for the most part, their outfielders have not had to run too much to get to anything. So here's Alberto Lopez. And there's a high fly ball. This time they do have to run, but Anthony gets there. And he comes up a little lame, and he's down on a knee there. Right before he caught it, he had to kind of do a little maneuver to avoid running into Danny Eller, a little lack of communication. And I'm not sure if that's a knee or if that was a hamstring. Matt Dozen out there. They do have Bobby Monroe, who is doing a little throwing. And I can't tell if Anthony is coming out of the game. He's walking toward the sideline right now. And yeah, Bobby Monroe is going to come in for Anthony Miserendino, which means Kevin Knorr will go to left, Bobby will go to right. And 9-2. Again, this is the only thing when you're playing real well. Yeah, hope the injury bug doesn't jump up and derail you. So here's Adrian Luna. See Victor Chavarria. Victor. Let's join the stream. Had the pleasure of having Victor on one of my coaching staffs for a couple of years. So Adrian grounds out. So right now, line drive looking very flat. And like I said, they're almost in a position here where you're probably hoping this game ends, but how you finish is important too. You know, should they come back and put up 5 or 6 and make a ball game of it? That's the kind of thing that in a NIF game can shake the confidence of the other team. So they're going to hit for Mickey Jr. with number 14. Preston Miranda is going to come in and take a swing here. And then they'll be at the top of their lineup. So we are in the 6th inning here. And the dreaded leadoff walk. So Preston Miranda draws the leadoff walk, and it brings up Danny Eller.
Got nobody. Heads up. You're okay.
Again, 9-2. So
He's just sneaking up behind you. You're okay.
So 3 runs here would put it at the mercy number.
Get back. Good one.
And there's a little chopper. Bare hands it, no play. So Atkins had come to try to field the ball. Guerrero ran past it. The pitcher was going to barehand it, bobbled it, then he was going to throw to second, but there was nobody there. And here's Chris. And he hits it right up the shaft. The ball is carrying. Luna makes the catch. Strong throw in, but both runners advance. And here's Eric Coppersmith.
One dead. One out, play at home. To the line, B.
Only one out here. Eller can run at second. We'll see if Eric just tries to launch. No, just flipped it out toward the gap. Purnell can't get it. It's going to roll. Jackson cuts it off. 2-run score, and Coppersmith stand-up double. So he just flipped it into right center. Purnell couldn't get to it. Jackson had to come over, and he got it in, but he does clear the bases with a 2-run double to make it 11-2. And here's Andrews. Tell you the top of the Bankroll lineup is on fire.
Relax. You're all right. You're okay over there. Nothing. Yep. Don't give him no Judy. Good pick.
And there's a bullet base hit. Coppersmith had to make sure it got through. He'll go to third. Only one out here. It's going to be a pinch hitter here, Tony Curcio. And that mercy run number sitting 60 feet away with one out. So Tony plays a lot of 50 and over, and is actually a very good player. And there he just pokes it up the middle, and that's going to drive in that 10th run. Again, it is double elimination. Bankroll must win twice.
Right behind you. Get it on the pitch.
So Tony hit for Knorr, and now Bobby Monroe going to come and get his first at bat since replacing Anthony, who was injured. And there's a little soft fly ball caught by Jackson, no advancement. So 2 outs. It brings up Russ DeLude.
Do that, Mike.
And DeLude a little overhand cut. That's going to drift foul.
I should get another one here, man. Do that, Mike. You're okay. Nothing.
And DeLude hammers it toward the alley. That's down. One more run is in. And they're going to hold the runner at third as Russ DeLude, sliding into second, drives in a run, 11-run lead. Everything dropping in here for Bankroll.
Do that, Rusty.
Here's Luke Thorpe, and he tries to go big, and Brandon Luna makes the catch. So we head to a do-or-die bottom of the 7th or 6th. Might as well be the 7th, as so Adrian Luna saying, hey, come on, they got to beat us twice. So they need 2 runs for this game to continue. Like I said, there will be a little bit of a short break. We're going to start a new stream, and I know so Teddy Lowry telling everybody this game's not over. We're not looking for the next game.
We need 7 hits to be in the game. We need 7 hits to be in the game.
So it is going to be Jackson, who made a great catch out in center last inning, Purnell, and then Rob Jr. Yeah, that wind blowing out to right as I'm catching it right in the grill right now. And there's a ground ball right to Luke Thorpe, and that'll be out number one. So here's Purnell. And I know some people might look at it and say you're waving the white flag, but with Rob Fernandez Jr. hobbling on the leg and down 11, I would actually think about maybe letting him take this swing off and getting somebody else in that bat. Luke Thorpe, safe at first. So Purnell on base, and they looks like they are. They're going to give a swing here to Brooks. And again, and I think Rob Jr. isn't happy, but his father is telling him, look, we got another game to go here, man. You know, so that's load management, as they say in the NBA, when the stars decide they don't feel like playing. But Jr. wants to play, and there's a base hit. So Brooks is like, hey, man, I can do it. And he gets a big hit there, and it brings up Atkins.
We need 5 hits.
So they got 2 base runners. Again, they're down 11, so they got to score these 2 to keep the game going. Only 1 out here. And Atkins and Kevin Knorr comes in and snags it. Nice running catch, belt high. Tell you, we've seen Kevin Knorr played left field, right field, and second base this weekend, showing his versatility. And he's been pretty good in both left and right field. And when you look at Kevin, just his body build, you wouldn't necessarily think that playing on a corner he would get to as many balls as he does, but he does a great job. Here's Brandon Luna. And Brandon high, pop up. No one's going to get to that. It's way foul. Again, Brandon's been he's been a little off today. Seems like his back shoulder, he's really just hitting everything straight up in the air. He has not really been level through his shoulders. Backside has just been collapsing too much. And he's just hitting everything up the elevator shaft. And there's a ground ball. Luke Thorpe makes the play, and that'll do it. So we're going to have an if game as bankroll all business. So there's going to be a brief break. We're going to be back.